all my life, been grinding all my life.
Alexa, play some 80s music.
The station, 80s Rock, on Amazon Music.
The fuck is this?
80s rock.
Sounds like horses running.
No, it's Hot for Teacher by Van Halen.
Ooh, cool. Van Halen has passed away.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Dylan wants to talk about sport betting this year and how COVID things has kind of affected the teams in different ways and kind of changed spreads and whatnot. Go ahead, Dylan.
Well, you know what? COVID has affected us all this year. And the craziest thing is there's really been no advantage to playing at home.
Agreed.
Since they don't allow fans in. And man, I showed you guys my tickets where I have all the games right, but somebody will mess up by like the kid threw the pick six and cost me $4,700 last 2 weeks ago. I was like, I couldn't believe it. And if they had been playing with the crowd going nuts,
No, the only home field advantage that's been happening, I believe, in the NFL is the weather.
And that irritates me.
Yeah, me too.
Because the way I'm looking at it, all these people talking about,
cheers, buddy.
All these people talking about, well, the game's meant to be played outside. Technology and your location. Listen, if the Raiders can field a football team here in Las Vegas, there's no reason they should have been playing in that slop up in Oregon where you got a highly ranked team and you got a team that probably me, Nick, and 10 other guys, we can go up there and at least score on Oregon State. Listen, and they're playing in a fog bowl. There's no way that game should have ever been played.
No, and that's what annoys me with people that are like so traditional football. The weather's part of the game. And we had to watch when the Raiders played the Browns there about a month ago in Cleveland in the worst weather possible. And ended up being a horrible game. The Raiders won. And the argument would be, the Browns should have an advantage because they're used to playing in that weather. But that isn't what happened. And no one goes to these games to sit out in that weather. They could very easily have domes. And you know what? Even to fight back on that whole thing, you know what? I'll give this to you. We can have domes. And fuck, you can make it snow. You can make it rain. You can make it windy on the field with the technology we have. And let the fans sit there and enjoy the game. How about this? Make it even funner. Every single team, every single game, put 4 seasons. The first quarter is hot. The second quarter is raining. The fourth quarter it's snowing. And the last quarter, I don't know, draw it out. You know what I mean? Like, make every single game the same.
But
that's ridiculous. I know.
You would have a blown ACL every game.
I'm just saying, like, the technology's there. There's no reason.
There's no reason to play out in the snow and ice.
No.
Green Bay, Chicago, New England. That's a bunch of bull crap.
And if you're going to be like, it gives us an advantage because we're used to that weather, well, that's bullshit too.
Yep. Because there's no reason to be at a game and it's -4 and everybody's like, just wait till they play in January. That's the dumbest shit ever.
There's no reason to pay these guys the kind of money we pay. We pay these guys the kind of money because they are elite athletes and we want to see them perform at their highest level. I don't pay for the ticket prices, and I don't think that they should be paying Tom Brady or right now Patrick Mahomes to be slipping around with a slimy ball and a fucking icicle. That's not what I don't want to see him doing that. I want to see these guys airing it out. I want to see
swinging
these guys
it around,
catching
yeah,
playing football. I want to see them monkey fucking around in the snow. That's not fun.
Or the ground is hard as a brick and people breaking bones and shit. Yeah, that's some of the
sliding and twisting their ankles on this.
It's like that may be one of the dumbest arguments ever, but I tell you what.
That's what
me as a betting guy, there's no way I hate Green Bay with a passion. I hate their football team. I used to hate Minnesota that bought a dome.
Yeah.
There's they get it. There's no reason that we should be even talking about this at this time and day.
And let me just throw this out there too. Look at like the dome down in New Orleans. If you're gonna spend all this money on a place, why not build a type of place that could become shelter if shit was to hit the fan in any of these cities, it doubles as a shelter or whatever for people. I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of off the hook, you know, a different thing, but the community's building the fucking thing to begin with.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So you know what?
Why not make it, you know, the nicest thing you can get? You know, and I had a couple of friends that, the Raiders, you know, Vegas, the pussies, you know, they'll build a dome to get out of the heat. They don't have a dome in Miami. They don't have a dome.
They do.
Dude. It's not a dome, but it's like a
little.
It's a shade
It's
thing.
yeah.
Phoenix got a dome, a retractable dome. You know,
Because nobody wants to be in a.
Dallas has got a dome.
The Falcons got a dome.
Everything new should have a dome. Is what we're getting at.
Yep.
So that way, 50 years from now, we won't be talking about this bullshit.
And
with this weather thing.
even down the.
Well, you like the Raiders last year playing on the baseball field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess done. That's finally gone. That was the last one. Done.
But the craziest thing to me, I can't wait to go see the new the stadium up in L.A.
Yeah, me too.
because it just looks really cool.
Yeah.
So, but I tell you what, the hardest thing for me was watching baseball this year without the fans. The fans actually make baseball, and the fans make basketball. Because during the bubble, it was kind of cool to watch. Because every game, just about 78% of the games went over.
No, I'll give
in
you
basketball.
that. I felt like the basketball, I thought they did a really good job, of the way they filmed it.
Yeah.
But you're right, the fans are involved. But I felt like the games were better for some reason.
Guys were hitting shots that would normally never hit those shots.
The nerves.
Yeah. Because when you got 19,000 people on top of you going nuts.
But baseball and basketball, if you're the right seats in a baseball game, if you're on a third baseline, first baseline, you are really close to the game. I mean, you got balls whizzing by your head. It's pretty intense. With football, I go to a football game every year for the last 7 years. I've been to lots. You're really not anywhere near the field. You just aren't. Even if you're on the front row, you're 25 yards away from the field. It is unfortunate about the way football is. I mean, it's
you don't know why they do that. Because the Cleveland Browns, remember the one year they made a bad call, and it cost Cleveland. They were in a real tight race for the playoffs, and it was a year. I think I want to say it's '99, and
in the Cleveland Stadium.
It was at the Cleveland Stadium, and everybody was throwing. It was the last time they had bottles at the game. People were throwing stuff. They were throwing stuff at the refs.
I mean, even in the end zone. If you're in the end zone, it's still the end zone. Then it's about 15 yards before you get to where the fans are at.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, not 15 yards. I'm exaggerating, but a good 5 yards, 15 feet. 15 feet. Where basketball, I mean, you're on the court.
You're on the court. But that's going to change soon. I have a feeling that's going to change.
Well, how many times has it been? Players falling on people hitting the head with balls, people spitting on people. It's okay. Honestly, at a basketball game, it is kind of funny. There's a big trust factor there with the fans.
Yeah.
Especially like courtside. Like you're going to sit there and you're going to behave.
Those
at any moment they can get up and run out on the field.
Those tickets
on the court.
Yeah. Those tickets cost so much though.
Yeah, they wouldn't risk it.
Yeah.
They get banned or whatever.
Because what Spike Lee has been spending $300,000 a year on Knicks tickets.
Yeah, well, it's the worst money ever spent.
You know what? That's got to be the. Oh my God! Because somebody, I know somebody with Laker tickets, and they pay $7,500 per game per ticket. They got 4 Lakers.
Crazy. We're talking 80 games.
80
home games.
So 41 home games.
41 home games. Yeah.
So they got 4 tickets, $7,500 a piece.
And it's probably the best time in town, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a place to be seen.
Yeah, the Staples Center.
Yep.
Right downtown. And that, again, that's what you just said. I was supposed to go, so I got season tickets to the Raiders game, to the Raiders stadium this year, and a friend of mine has season tickets to the Chargers, and I was going to take him to the Raiders game when they play the Chargers here, and he was going to take me to the Chargers game in LA, and we all have our issues this year, obviously, and this will be sound like a first world problem, but I've been to a live game every year for the last 7 years. Went to 2 games last year. This is the first year I bought season tickets to anything, and I'm not going to go to a single game. It's just so 2020.
It was so different, It was all good just a year ago, but I tell you what,
Me and you, it's about a year or 2 weeks ago, we were in fucking in Oakland at the Raiders game in Chargers, the second to the last game. It was a Thursday night primetime game, and we were kicking it, fucking having the time of our lives, dude. It was my first time ever at a Raiders game. It was great.
And make a footnote to that. I got cut off on the flight back on Spirit Airline because this guy tells the lady her hair looks nice, and then she looks at me and tells me I'm cut off. You're not drinking the rest of the flight.
This guy missed his flight 3 times on Spirit Airlines. He missed it 3 different times, and the last time he wouldn't admit that he missed it. He sat at the airport for 8 hours. He was so scared to leave the airport to go get on because he was gonna miss his flight again. And then who's that random dude we ran into?
Oh, that's my boy Chip. He's a Raider season ticket holder too.
Funny.
Yeah, we had a blast.
It was a good time. And dude, and again, it sucks because I can't go. The Bay Area is one of the coolest fucking places you can go hang out. Between Oakland and I'm sorry, where did you go?
San Fran. We went
well, San Fran, Oakland, but we went to Berkeley. Berkeley's got a cool little bar scene going on, dude. And we went all the way from there down to San Jose. I mean, y'all, the whole area is like $20 Uber ride away from some of the coolest places ever. And
in my opinion, the Raiders still should be there. But hey, you know what? It's a couple billion here, a couple billion there. You know what? Las Vegas has a football team, but I tell you what. But this COVID thing has really affected a lot of things. I'm interested to see how it's going to make college basketball different because, you know, you don't have kids there peeing their pants when the fans are like screaming and yelling or whatever. They'll actually be relaxed and, you know, maybe we'll get a favorite to actually win the championship this year.
Yeah.
But anyway, everybody, we'll talk to you in a couple minutes.
Cool. Peace.